G'day, have I got a story for you? Check the disclaimer. Season 2, Episode 14, Precious Parcel. Little Sweetheart speaking. As I walk quickly, being pulled tightly by the arm, I scan with my mind and watch the thoughts of many people. We have so many rescues planned, so many people that we can help. I watch as the next group of Dullafs emerge from their tanks. I watch them take their first breaths. It is remarkable. In only 1 week, they would be ready to replace the 12 Dullaf drivers, 8 of whom are with their long cars in the parking area above this facility right now, and the other 4 of whom are driving. As we turn a corner in this long underground hallway, I see a green cloth ahead, hanging on the belt of a maintenance man. I make sure I do not meet his gaze. I would prefer to remain anonymous here. I don't need someone with the best intentions getting themselves trying to rescue me. There are 5 days to go. The 12 Dullaf drivers will be rescued 2 days before they would have been, they call it decommissioned. The new replacement Dullaf drivers will be rescued just before they add the degrading programming, making them think that they are nothing and nobody, interchangeable mechanisms used for transport only. It is so dehumanizing. Maybe they will be able to be themselves, not having to counteract all those lies that they are usually forced to believe. The woman's speed increases as she looks at her watch, and I trip, scraping my foot. She has a look at it, and her loud thoughts tell me that she is petrified of anyone noticing. I am supposed to be delivered to the room in pristine condition. Pristine. They use that word so often here, even more than at the Mangalis facility. Although technically this is also his facility now, since he had the head man removed and replaced him with one of his men. It is not often that I am at this facility. I estimate only once each month. Although it could be more, and if it is, I will eventually remember. I always do. I have been helping Drake rescue the 5 boys that he has had hidden here for the past 3 days. 3 of whom want to remain together and will be adopted as brothers by an elf maid when she is rescued in 5 days. The other 2 are right now in homes with couples who are waiting for them. I stop scanning with my mind for a moment as I am given instructions regarding the client they will send to me. I remember him. They think that I don't remember, but I do. I am good at pretending to be just like all the other girls. Their memory erasers and blockers do make me forget sometimes, at first, but my memories always return. I like to think that I get all of my stolen memories back, but honestly, there are gaps in my memory, even now. It is mostly going from place to place that I don't remember. One moment I'm on the surface and hear the phone ring, or the car pull up, and the next moment I am underground, or wherever it is I am taken. I sit waiting for the client. I would prefer to run and hide, but I am not allowed. I scan to find the head cook, who I am also helping in this facility. Or should I say that she is helping me? We are helping each other, with the rescue of 3 babies that I showed her next to the food dumpster yesterday. She needs a way to get them to her daughter, and I am providing that way. No one has noticed these babies missing. That's the way we planned it. They were destined to be fairy floss babies, meaning have atrocious things done to them. And if they survived it all, continue to be used and hurt all their lives, they would have ended up logs if they remained at this facility long enough, or slabs at the others. We need to rescue them from all that. This ultimately means that the head cook now has 3 grandchildren. She already loved them after knowing them only for a few hours. Her daughter is thrilled to become an instant mum of 3. We just need to wait for the right moment. I estimate about 10 minutes from now. The client has arrived. I walk into the room, stand in the correct position, and he asks me my name. It begins again. I feel myself gently but quickly pushed aside within by a part of me, a broken off part on the inside, who is also me but working independently to protect me, to protect us, myself and all the other parts that were shattered. There are so many broken pieces, shards, all parts of me, but separated, working independently of each other for the good and protection of the whole. I feel my stance shift, and my voice answers, "Candy Girl." I try to take my mind off what is beginning to happen to me, to my body. I make myself ignore it completely, scan and simultaneously watch. The bald scientist with his own 2 children and the other 3 extra children that he promised to rescue, walking towards the elevator. The Psych Guild guard, Hieldo, with Felicity and Abigail. They are adding to our rescue plans again, before they go to get the psych monitor and start their duties for today. Salvatore, who is organising paperwork so there will be no record of the many people they call logs, who will be rescued in 5 days. Salvatore reminds me so much of Stella. This rescue has become far bigger than I thought was possible. The boy in the cage is unaware of the magnitude of this rescue. He only knows a small part that he has helped orchestrate. I am looking forward to making him aware of what he started. So many rescues of so many people, most of whom will not be missed. This man, this client, is hurting me, my body. Again, I have to ignore, think of something else. On the surface, the head cook's daughter, Maya, is now getting the big pram out of Stephanie's car boot. She will put the rain covering on the pram so that no one can see that it's empty. The cook is carefully placing the 3 babies in a big tub that usually contains fruit. She has it lined with blankets and placed it on her trolley. She wraps it up, well, sort of, with the brown paper that usually covers the fruit, so no one will see as she wheels it towards the elevator. She is smiling to herself as she thinks of her daughter with these 3 little babies, like a ready-made family. She imagines visiting often and teaching her 3 grandchildren how to cook from a very young age. She quickly forces the smile off her face. No one really smiles here, and she wants no one to suspect that she is protecting such a precious parcel. The man that I saw in the hallway with the green cloth is already in the elevator, on his way to the cook on level 10. This is good. I love rescuing people. These 3 people will now all have good lives from a very young age. Their new mum is a woman who has wanted to be a mum for years, and now is the perfect timing for her. And their new grandma is being instrumental in their rescue. 2 women who will love them all their lives, and maybe the possibility of a father one day. These 3 people, their future is no longer a lifetime. I wish this man would stop. I need to focus. The portals need to be exactly at the right moments for this rescue to work. I can do it. I've done it many times before, and with even worse things happening to me than what this man is doing. I'm glad that these 3 little people can avoid a lifetime of mine. I think of the numerous contracts signed by Sleepy Man. These babies have no Sleepy Man, no contracts signed on their behalf. They can live free. The cook looks down at her precious parcel as she stops her trolley at the elevator doors. For less than a second she wonders if this will really happen, but relief washes over her as she sees the green cloth and the man in the elevator who looks up and gives her a nod. Boy in the cage continues. The girl. She's here. Code 3, I'm sure of it. She hasn't contacted me, which means she is probably being tortured again. Maybe she's busy helping people, maybe both. I don't really expect to hear from her today. I have nothing new to add to the rescue plans, which she probably already knows. I think of names again. I really don't want to be thought of as the boy in the cage or mind boy. I'm trying to choose between 3 now. I just have to decide. 1, Raphael. Do I want to be named after another angel? I chose angels' names, Michael for a while, then Gabriel. Should I choose Raphael for my permanent name? I'm not sure that I want to be named after an angel permanently. Number 2, there is Zainor, a name that I made up. It is unique. Do I want a unique name? I don't really want to stand out. I would prefer to be just one of the crowd, not noticed. Would my unique name have the opposite effect? And 3, the 3rd name, is the name my father wanted to name his son, the son he chose. I am not the son he chose. However, they swapped that chosen son with me. Did any of my brothers survive? Each time I think about this, the first thing that happens is that I know. Knowing sometimes happens to those with a mind ability, or so I'm told. And they are all gone. I know they won't be coming back. Maybe I could have that name. The one my dad had ready for my brother. Would he like that? Would he like me to have my brother's name? What if I'm wrong? What if he still lives? Actually, I know he's gone. I watch the attendant walk past my cage. He is the one who sometimes kicks us if any part of us is through the bars. Sometimes we put our feet out just so we can stretch our legs out straight. It's not good if we forget to stretch, because if we have to eventually walk, it is so painful. We do this when no attendant is around, but some of us have fallen asleep like that. This attendant should be leaving soon, and another attendant will replace him. Anyone else would be better than him. We have psych agents come to check us every morning lately. I need to be so careful and quieten my thoughts as they walk past with the psych monitor. So far, I have found it fairly easy. I hope Felicity and Abigail will be assigned here, as we suspect they might. That way, their week here would include our rescue day. I think today is the day we get newly assigned psych agents. I have asked Felicity and Abigail to be the ones to rescue my father. I trust them. Candy Girl continues. I'm in the MM again. That client really messed me up. Again. It hurts so much all being repaired at the same time. I am given no pain-blocking medicine because I don't scream or even complain. The doctors, however, keep complaining that the MM takes so long after that client has finished with me. I am often delivered late to the next clients, and of course, they all take it out on me. More lengthy sessions then ensue. I often wonder if I shouldn't stifle my screams and just let them come out. But I never do. I often have these thoughts rotating in my mind. They're not my thoughts. They're artificial and rotate over and over again. I usually ignore them. I have contemplated at length on how to remove them, but being artificial, I really have no idea how. Are they something that has been implanted? Right now I don't know, but that doesn't mean that I will never know. Maybe I do know how to remove them. I just wish I could remember. Wishing never works. Suddenly I remember something else. Good, something to keep my mind off this pain. This often happens when the or the is too painful. I suddenly remember something. It's like my mind deliberately brings me out of that moment. Whose memory is this? I often just don't know.
A new character continues.
Memory. We jumped down from the back of the truck. 5 of us women and 3 girls. We are being returned to our families in our small town as usual. My husband and I walk slowly home, and he tells me of his day. He played rounders with the children, helped old Mr. Smith with his horses, then continued working on the 3 new rooms of the community centre. I don't tell him of my day because when the truck comes for us, we are forbidden to speak of what happens from the moment we board until the moment we are brought back. None of us would dare speak of it. We have seen what happens to people when they disobey. However, I know that what we saw laid out in front of us, it was all fake, a fabrication. Don't get me wrong, these people who take us in the truck and those who watch us, they are all ruthless and have done absolutely atrocious things. But I know that in this instance, what was happening before us was all fake. I saw it in their minds. What they had done to us was very different to what they led us to believe. It seemed like they had done it once to each of us, but then gave us each other's memories. They wanted us to believe that it was done multiple times, so it would be easier for them to block the memories. I can see in everyone else's minds fake memories to keep us all obedient, compliant, docile. I look up at the camera in the top corner of the lounge room as I enter and smile and wave. I do this because I know it amuses whoever is watching. I would rather them be amused and think of me as amenable rather than recalcitrant. A boring job to have, watching our lives. We get our evening meal from the dispenser, and again I push aside the idea that our food is possibly also medicated. We sit together, my husband and I, deciding what we will do for the evening. We have all the modern gadgets: toaster, kettle, fridge, freezer, radio, television, washing machine, clothes dryer, computers. We have many games to keep us occupied. However, there is something about each one that we just don't like. We have whispered about it under the covers in our bed, the only truly safe place to whisper. I know that those watching don't realise that any hidden communication is taking place. We listen to the radio on Friday evenings and the television for a day and a half each weekend. They are required. And even though we can choose to some extent what to listen to, there is always an underlying message being repeated over and over again. It runs long enough to be embedded into us, like a fungus that catches on and grows, expanding exponentially. I have seen this happening in the minds of the townspeople. My husband is the only one here aware of what my mind is capable. We may sit looking at the television screen for the mandatory time each weekend. But we spend the time conversing in our minds. I know his thoughts and can make his mind aware of mine. Whatever they're trying to accomplish with this underlying communication, we do not allow ourselves to give it any attention.
Boy in the cage continues.
There goes the silent alarm. I watch the red lights blink. Those on day shift should be here soon. I want to choose my new name before the psych agents get here. If they are Felicity and Abigail, I would like to tell them my new name. I have decided against permanently naming myself after an angel, Raphael. I like my made-up name, Zainor, but it's not really a name, although I suppose all names were originally made up by someone. It also has no meaning. Would I add the meaning? I think about choosing the name that my father chose for his son, his other son, who is no longer here. Would choosing that name make him happy? No longer will I be known as the boy in the cage or mine royal log. My name, my permanent name. The name my father chose. I choose it too. I'll try it out. I stop whispering to Zenny for a moment, look over at the cage where I see her still looking at me. I know she will hear me. I whisper both with my mouth and with my mind. Hello, I'm pleased to meet you. Her purple eyes widen. My name is Jeremy. Thank you so much for joining us with a cuppa. I appreciate your company.